So we're going to have a short introduction to right triangle trigonometry. I know trigonometry can sound a little scary, but we're going to take it nice and slow. It really won't be that bad. So what you notice here is that I have two triangles. Think about the similarities. They are both right triangles. And since they have one congruent angle, and you know that the angles of a triangle have to add up to 180, that also means that the other angles are congruent, which should tell you that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. Okay? So what we're going to end up learning here is that anytime you have a right triangle and one other congruent angle, the triangles will always be similar, which means their sides will always be in the same ratio. And that's what we use trigonometry for. Before we get into the specifics of it, there's a couple of basics we need to get into. When you do trigonometry, it's important that you label the sides of your triangle correctly. So we're going to use the terms hypotenuse, which you already know. We're going to use the opposite side and what we're going to call the adjacent side. Okay, this is always relative to one angle. So if this is going to look silly, but it helps. If I am standing at this angle, so if my reference angle is angle C, the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. Now, if you're standing over here at C, which side is going to be opposite you? Hopefully you're thinking this is the opposite side, which means the other one that you are standing next to is your adjacent side. I always like to do it in that order. First hypotenuse, then opposite, then adjacent. It's your call though. Now, what's interesting is, now let's say you are standing at angle D up here. So they always have to tell you what angle you're standing at. Then you label the triangle relative to where you're standing now, a new place. Once again, I said the hypotenuse is always in the same place. But now your opposite side's over here, which leaves this side as your adjacent. All right, so I'm going to slowly label these. You can pause this and think about it as I go. It says for each exercise, label the appropriate sides adjacent, opposite, and hypotenuse. So for the first triangle, you're standing, you don't need to draw it, but I will, at angle F. Think about the hypotenuse always opposite the right angle. So this is the hypotenuse. Hopefully you're like, I got this. This is easy. Here's my opposite side, which leaves this other one as my adjacent side. I will never be standing at the right angle. Okay? Always be at one of the acute angles. So here we go with this one. Now I'm standing over here because this is the reference angle, angle R. Sometimes they'll say, put a theta in there. So here you're standing. Think about it. Hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent. I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to let you fill out the rest. Switch up my colors. Now I'm standing at angle K. Reference angle. Hypotenuse, always opposite the right angle. The side opposite me over here. And then the adjacent. It is important, this might sound easy, but it's very important that you know how to label the triangles before we get into the trigonometry stuff. All right, hope you guys are doing well.